Is Caitlin Clark playing for Indiana Fever vs New York Liberty today, July 22? Indiana Fever take on the defending champions New York Liberty tonight, July 22, 7 p.m. Central Time, at Barclays Center in Brooklyn to continue their WNBA campaign. However, guard Caitlin Clark is out for the game, as she is still recovering from a groin injury. I think she's progressing, and I think that we are addressing everything that needs to be addressed, said Fever head coach Stephanie White, via Scott Agness on X. She's going to see some doctors and some more tests run early in the week. I don't expect her to be available on Tuesday. We're just going to continue to take it one day at a time, she added. Clark, who won 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year, appeared to injure her left groin on July 15 during the last quarter of the match against the Connecticut Sun. It's the latest physical issue suffered by the star, who has missed 11 matches of her sophomore season with the Fever due to 4 separate muscle injuries. First, Clark missed the Fever's preseason opener with a left quad tightness before suffering quad strain on May 24 against the Liberty, missing 5 games. Then, shortly after returning, she suffered a left groin injury which made her miss another 5 games. She only played 4 games before getting injured again. The injury left her out of what would have been her second WNBA All-Star game, in which she was voted captain alongside Napheesa Collier. She was also set to participate in the three-point shooting contest, but instead was sidelined during the weekend. Clark says the injuries have been frustrating. During the All-Star weekend, which took place in Indiana, Clark opened up about the hardship of being injured for the first time in his career. When the injury happened, it was pretty frustrating considering I knew what the coming days were gonna hold for myself, Clark said Saturday via Chloe Peterson of IndyStar. But I feel like dealing with that, and then also just like trying to look at it in the most positive manner that I can. I think it all comes back to having a good perspective on everything, she added. Indiana Fever's schedule. Currently, the Indiana Fever are currently 12-11 in the WNBA regular season, and 3rd in the Eastern Conference. After facing the New York Liberty tonight, they'll have a tight schedule. Fever HC Stephanie White makes major injury update on Caitlin Clark. With another edition of the WNBA All-Star Game now in the books, all attention shifts back to the regular season, something the Indiana Fever are focused on as they look to keep improving their record. Stephanie White's squad faces a tough upcoming matchup against New York, with Caitlin Clark's availability still unconfirmed. What's the current status of the team's star? The groin injury she suffered a few days ago has kept her off the court in recent games, and it still hasn't fully healed. In fact, it was head coach herself who cast doubt on Clark's availability for the upcoming game against the Liberty. According to WNBA insider Scott Agness, via his official X account, formerly Twitter, Coach White stated that the team will meet again with the medical staff to evaluate next steps regarding Fever's star recovery. Fever coach Stephanie White says Caitlin Clark plans to meet with doctors early this week and then they'll formulate a plan. So Clark is not expected to play Tuesday in New York. What injury is Caitlin Clark dealing with? Caitlin Clark has been contending with a groin injury, which has significantly impacted her recent playing time for the Indiana Fever. This ailment forced her to miss the latest regular season contests, sidelining a key offensive contributor as the team approached crucial matchups. Furthermore, the same injury, regrettable, kept her out of the highly anticipated All-Star Game, where she was slated to participate. Her immediate return to the court remains uncertain, with her availability for upcoming games currently unclear as she focuses on recovery and rehabilitation. What's next for the Fever? With no official word yet on when Caitlin Clark will return to the court, here are the upcoming matchups the Fever will have to navigate as they look to stay in the Eastern Conference playoff race. Why is Caitlin Clark not playing in the WNBA All-Star Game 2025? The 2025 WNBA All-Star Game is one of the marquee events of the season, bringing together the league's top talent across various skill-based competitions. Caitlin Clark, arguably one of the most prominent figures in the league in recent years, was selected to participate, but will not see action this weekend. The Indiana Fever's biggest star was among the players fans were most eager to see on the court, but that appearance will have to wait at least until the next edition of this premier event. Despite Clark's absent, star players like Sabrina Ionescu, Breanna Stewart, Napheesa Collier and Aja Wilson are among the many elite talents expected to shine and captivate the crowd with their skills. Why is Caitlin Clark missing the 2025 WNBA All-Star Game? Caitlin Clark is not playing in the WNBA All-Star Game 2025 because she suffered a right groin injury earlier this week during a game against the Connecticut Sun. Despite being voted an All-Star captain and receiving the most fan votes, she announced on Thursday that she would not participate in the All-Star Game or the three-point contest to rest her body, citing her third lower body injury this season. However, Clark is still heavily involved in the All-Star festivities. She will be on the bench helping coach her squad team. Clark, in the game. Her teammate Lexi Hull replaced her in the three-point contest and Brittany Sykes filled her spot in the All-Star Game. Ionescu dominates from beyond the arc. Sabrina Ionescu, star of the New York Liberty, delivered a standout performance in the final round of the three-point contest, putting up 30 points to firmly establish herself as the league's undisputed champion from beyond the arc. Following her victory, she spoke to the media and revealed that she had reached out to Steph Curry, a legend in this very skill set. "I called Steph after and was showing the trophy off because last time he beat B when we were here in Indy," Ionescu said during her press conference. "So it's just fun to be back here competing. Obviously didn't do it last year and so really happy to be able to be up here and put on a show for New York."